Darwinism by Charles Darwin Theory. This article is about concept called Darwinism. For biological evolution in general, see evolution for modern evolutionary theories, see modern synthesis for Wallace's defense of the theory of natural selection. Darwinism is a theory of biological evolution developed by the English naturalist Charles Darwin and others, stating that all species of organisms arise and develop through the natural selection of small, inherited variation that increase the individual's ability to compete, survive, and reproduce. Also called Darwinian theory, it originally included the broad concepts of transmutation of species, or of evolution, which gained general scientific acceptance after Darwin published On the Origin of Species in 1859, including concepts which predated Darwin's theory. In English, biologist Thomas Henry Huxley coined the term Darwinism in 1860.
Biologist Thomas Henry Huxley coined the term Darwinism in April 1816. It was used to describe evolutionary concepts in general, including earlier concepts published by English philosopher Herbert Spencer. As is stated, the difference between Darwinian and Lamarckian evolutionary mechanisms is that the former emphasizes random, undirected variation, whereas the latter is based on variation caused directly by an environmental cue, and resulting in a specific response to that cue.
Terminology. There are the basic tenets of evolution by natural selection, defined by Darwin's theory. Number 1. More individuals are produced each generation that can survive. More individuals are produced each generation that survive. Phenotypic variation exists among individuals and the variation is heritable those individuals. With heritable traits better suited to the environment will survive. Number 2. Phenotypic variation exists among individuals and the variation is heritable. Phenotypic variation exists among individuals and the variation is heritable. Those individuals with heritable traits better suited to the environment will survive. When reproductive isolation occurs, new species will form. Number 3. Those individuals with heritable traits better suited to the environment will survive. Those individuals with heritable traits better suited to the environment will survive. When reproductive isolation occurs, new species will form. Number 4. Environment will survive. When reproductive isolation occurs, new species will form. More individuals are produced each generation that can survive. Phenotypic variation exists among individuals and the variation is heritable. Those individuals with heritable traits better suited to the environment will survive. When reproductive isolation occurs, new species will form.
While the term Darwinism had been used previously to refer to the work of Erasmus Darwin, in the late 18th century, the term as understood today was introduced when Charles Darwin, 1859, book On the Origin of Species was reviewed by Thomas Henry Huxley in the April 1860 issue of the Westminster Review. Theory of liberalism promoting scientific naturalism over theology and praising the usefulness of Darwin's ideas while expressing professional reservation about Darwin's gradualism and doubting if it could be proved that natural selection could from new species. Huxley compared Darwin's achievement to that of
Other 19th century usage. In his book Darwinism, 1889, Wallace had used the term pure Darwinism, which proposed a greater efficacy for natural selection. George Romanes doubted this view as Wallaceism, nothing that in contrast to Darwin. This position was advocating a pure theory of natural selection to the exclusion of any supplementary theory. Taking influence from Darwin, Romanes was proponent of both natural selection and the inheritance of acquired characteristics. The latter was denied by Wallace, who was a strict selectionist. Romanes' definition of Darwinism conformed directly with Darwin's view and was constructed with Wallace's definition of the term.
Millennial usage. In his 1995 book of Darwinian Fairy Tales, Australian philosopher David Stove used the term Darwinism in a different sense than the above examples, describing himself as non-religious and such accepting the concept of natural selection as well as established fact. Stove nonetheless attacked what he described as flawed concept proposed by some ultra-Darwinists. Australian philosopher David Stove used the term Darwinism in a different context that the used above in his 1995 book, Darwinian Fairy Tales.
Darwin theory of evolution. Evolution orders over time is the process by which modern organisms have descended from ancient organisms. The theory can explain Earth by diversity. A science theory is an explanation of natural events that is supported by evidence.
What is the importance of Darwinian revolution? Michelle Andato.
It is the Darwin's discovery of natural selection. The origin and adaptations of organisms were brought into the realm of science.
How did Charles Darwin impact the world today? Raven J. Florida.
It transformed the way we understand the natural world with ideas that in his day were nothing short of revolutionary.
When was Darwin's theory of evolution accepted? Ronnie J. Esguerra.
By 1950, acceptance of Darwin's theory of evolution by natural selection was universal among biologists, and the synthetic theory had become widely adopted.
What was the first theory of evolution? M.J. de Tumol.
Theory of the transmutation of species.
What is the importance of Darwinian revolution? Andre Hernandez.
It is the Darwin's discovery of natural selection. The origin and adaptation of organisms were brought into the realm of science.